Getty Russia News, Putin is planning to slap the U.S. with a raft of sanctions. The draft law, set to be discussed in lower house of parliament next week, proposes restricting imports of U.S.-made software and farm goods, U.S. medicines that can be sourced elsewhere, and tobacco and alcohol. State Duma Speaker Vyacheslav Volodin said Moscow was laying out tit-for-tat retaliatory measures against Donald Trump. He said, the bill was drafted as a tit-for-tat measure against the challenges mounted by the United States and its officials in the form of unfriendly and non-constructive actions, as well as the introduction of sanctions against the Russian Federation in general, its citizens and legal entities. The proposed measures are in retaliation for the White House last week imposing the toughest set of sanctions on Russia since Moscow's annexation of Ukraine's Crimea region, which dragged relations to their lowest point since the Cold War. Russian lawmakers are also considering a proposed ban on cooperation with the U.S. on atomic power, rocket engines and aircraft making. The draft proposes barring U.S. firms from taking part in Russian privatization deals. They are also said to be considering charging U.S. airlines for using Russian airspace. Sergei Ryabkin, head of the Budget Committee of the Upper House of Russia's parliament, said Russia may stop supplying titanium to Boeing. Russian company Vzmpoe is the world's largest producer. Putin and Trump are currently engaged in an ongoing war of words over a possible American strike on Moscow's Middle East ally, Syria, following a chemical attack there on Saturday. The draft legislation was presented to reporters by deputy speakers of the lower house of parliament, the State Duma, which is dominated by Kremlin loyalists. First Vice Chairman of the State Duma Ivan Melnikov added, it implies a ban or restriction of the import of agricultural products, raw materials and food products originating in the United States or other countries that supported the measures that the United States imposed on our country. It concerns alcohol and tobacco products. Neither the Kremlin nor the Russian government has said if they back the measures, and it was not clear if it would become law in its current form. On occasion, the Kremlin uses parliament to send assertive messages to foreign powers, but that does not always translate into specific action. Russia imported $12.5 billion worth of U.S. products in 2017, according to official Russian customs data, that included aircraft, machinery, pharmaceutical and chemical products. Western companies, including Ford Motor Co., PepsiCo Incorporated and Coca-Cola's bottler Coca-Cola HBC, have also invested billions of dollars since the fall of the Soviet Union to set up local production in Russia. In 2014, Russia banned a wide range of food imports from Western countries in retaliation for international sanctions over the conflict in Ukraine.